Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mutants and Mastermind. We'll be starting a new episode titled The Scales of Evil. As as we're actually moving forward into the story, we have Yamanari, Red Hair, and also Jason, the hero known as Mnemonic, the mind controller. And here we're going to be starting this new adventure where, after the events of the previous game, where the heroes defeated the unknown black dragon, which came from another dimension and calling himself Kuroi-Ryu. Kuroi-Ryu in Japanese also stands for the black dragon. But as the news story progresses, here we see the heroes themselves going back into their normal life. But it's also here that they need to actually understand themselves fully and then get to know each other fully as a group. Now, as we actually move forward to next story, now prologue adventure begins. Elsewhere, weeks before, after the event, where Red Hair, Yamanari, Mnemonic, and Grandpa, and another new hero defeated the Black Dragon, a number of criminals, crooks, was actually trying to break into one of the shops within the dark alleyways of Miracle City. And it's actually here that one of them, a girl with red hair, blue dye at the end of it, slightly pale face, actually speaking to a slightly older man with a goggle on his head. And then she said, "Can you spit it out now? Before the cops be coming." She actually speaks out, and her face is started to actually panic. And she started to look around and listening to the sounds of police sirens, apparently not heading towards their very direction. But as the man in the goggles was opening up the door with a welding tool, another woman with slightly shorter hair, looking around and looking at the man, said, "Faster, faster! You better make this quick before something else come in." And then after that, the man actually speaks out and turns to them, Quit your yapping! They're busy fighting. Besides, there ain't no way that the blue dragon or that red ultra will be here. Besides, Grandpa is busy somewhere else. And after we tip the police off, he's off somewhere fighting crime. But that's the way actually busy. Welding up everything. The young woman actually looked up into the air as she sees and said, "Hey, Gramps, what is this?" A black, bluish scale landed on her palm as she started to actually look at it. And then other scales actually started to actually fall on the floor. Then the two young ladies actually pick it up. And then the man then turns. "What you picking up there? Like, stop picking up rubbish and stuff. Besides, I'm gonna get this done really, really quick." And then, elsewhere, on the streets itself, looking down at where these other crooks are, red hair. When you look at them from the top of the roof, you see them. You see the man with the welding tool. You see the two young girls trying to actually tell the man to actually finish what is supposed to be done. And then, within the skies itself, falling everywhere, you see something shining in the distance, as if that's scales of some sort. But as you look around you, another person decided to actually jump in on the roof, also next to you, and also fascinatingly looking down. But red hair, you turn to actually see the blue dragon standing there, looking down as he put his scaly feet on the edge of the building itself. But you paid no heed to the criminals, though. They perhaps probably won't even be done with what they're supposed to be doing. And by your senses right here, that they already trip the security alarm, and there's any time that the police will arrive. Okay, red hair and Yamanari, you can role play this scene. Okay, Yamanari to you,
Alright,
and to red hair.
is that first?
What brings you here this evening?
Hmm,
Admiring the
just
crooks below, and
wondering.
that's it.
No, just wondering. If they're not doing any harm to the city, I can let the police do their job. I just want to be free. That's all. You? Do you want to stop them? Well, you are the hero.
The cops are already chasing me enough. I do not need to get involved in this one.
Hmm, is that so? Well, regarding these things falling from the sky, are they yours? I pointed out to those shiny, flaky things descending onto the land.
No, they seem to be some sort of derivative. I think some of them have similar hues to mine, but I do not generate black or other colored scales, just the blue ones you see.
Hmm, that means it has to do with that other dragon. Last question. If I were to let them be, will they cause harm, or will they affect my freedom to roam around?
I do not believe the scales themselves can do anything, but I do not know what abilities they might contain.
So you're saying there's a chance they can affect my chances to be free and just enjoy life. Is that it?
I imagine that they will, if they are associated with the Black Dragon, then yes, we will come in contact with them sooner than later.
Best to hit them now before they become a threat. If you're not going to stop them, I will.
If you have any leads, I'd be glad to hear them.
I don't. I am just here to be free and not to be withheld by anyone's problem other than mine. If you excuse me, I have to stop the trouble before it becomes an issue. I jump down and we'll
You
stop
jump down.
the. Mm,
You jump down to hear the police siren actually arriving and coming to your general direction. While Yamanari just stood up there, just looking down to see if you can actually handle the situation. You jump down immediately behind the three criminals. And the man that was actually welding up, like trying to cut through the door, was actually surprised to turn to see you, like, he's Red Ultra. They quickly dropped the welding tool and put up his hand together with the two girls. We didn't do much. And then after that, the police arrive. And then after that, pointing their guns at the criminals, and
mm,
they drop straight on their knees, hands behind their back. They didn't do much. They didn't even want to put up a fight, red hair. But the police officer walked over to you, and then he said, Red Ultra, we got things under control here. You don't have to interfere. This is police business.
Mm. I just nodded,
Yaman,
and
Yamanari, you can see
after
from
making
the
sure
top of the
that
roof. You look down. You see that Red Ultra, the moment Red Ultra actually jumped in, police came, and the criminals didn't do much. They just gave up immediately the moment they saw red hair.
Sounds
But
about right.
then, red hair, you look to the police. The police actually handcuff the criminals. But when you look at the criminals themselves, you look at the tree, you look up in the air. None of the skills actually fell. But roll for your see perception.
perception is under. Oh, here I found it.
It's
Found
a
it.
skill. Yeah.
Yeah, I found it. Found it.
All right. Okay. You notice that the skills that the two young ladies actually pick up, one of them actually put it into her mouth the moment she was actually handcuffed, and then the other actually just slipped it behind her pocket. But after that, the other man apparently did not hesitate and got himself handcuffed. Then, after they were all actually caught and put into the security car, one of the police officers actually asked you, "You got things under control here, red hair. I believe there are probably some other criminals out there that you might need to actually look into. But I was seeing that Blue Dragon and yourself and Grandpa managed to actually stop that Black Dragon. Things seems to be quite well within the streets of Miracle City."
Mm. Make sure that they're still people and not monsters. And then jump away, enjoying the breezy night.
And you jump away, enjoying the breezy night. But you did that. You head back. You spend at least maybe a few hours within the night of Night City of the Miracle City
Mhm.
itself. Then decided to actually head back towards college without Vance actually knowing all of this. Vance is still unconscious. This is still red hair taking over Vance's body. But for
Yep.
Yamanari, he stood there on top of the roof, looking down at the criminals themselves as they were caught. The police actually drove off, of course. You saw red hair jumping from roof to roof, looking for other criminal acts within Miracle City. But there was really nothing much you could do. This has already been weeks after the capture. But while on top of the roof, you heard your phone ringing. And then you see the name on the phone. And it says BR. That stands for Betty Ross. Do you pick up?
Of course.
Okay, you pick it up. And then Betty then asks you, Yamanari, are you free right now? If you're still strolling around the city looking for criminals, then I don't want to disturb you. But if you're free, can you head over towards the lab? She asks you.
It has been quiet tonight. Perhaps you'll be able to give me some information on the scales that have been falling. Yes, I shall head there now.
You pick up the black scales, the blackish black scales. Then you flew straight towards the lab to meet up with Betty to see what type of information can she actually give you. As you arrive, she actually led you to one of the maximum security section of the military base itself. She led you down straight towards its facility. The security guard and many of the military personnel didn't actually stop you. They actually let you pass, Yamanari. But Betty led you through this chamber, multiple floors of concrete steel. And the lower you go, the more you felt some sort of chill, the more you felt as if that your abilities is slowly being suppressed. You're not too sure why. It's as if that you felt weaker and weaker for every level that you go to. Now, I want you to roll for your fortitude defenses or fortitude save.
Can I request to roll insight on her as well?
Yeah, sure. You can roll for insight on her and also fortitude.
There's the fortitude. I'm gonna try and see if she's trying to set me up for a trap. That's the insight. Oh god,
No,
I
you
trust her
failed.
completely.
You trust her completely. You trust
Fuck.
her. You see a number of scientists actually working on some machine. You can see them pressing on some keyboard and looking at the monitor screen. One scientist here and another scientist here. And then they all look at you. And then after that, they turn their head away from you. As you then notice Betty Ross bringing you aside. And Betty just told you, come, Yamanari, follow me. This
What
may
is
seem
going
odd
on in
to
here?
you. Ah, I just want you to discuss things with a certain person. We've been trying to actually interrogate him, she actually said out. Her face was serious, the tone was there. But she said, if you feel weak and you notice that some of your scales feels a bit uh, turning a bit grayish, I do apologize, but this is a countermeasure that we need to do, just in case. The moment you arrive, Commander Thaddeus Ross looks at you and then he walks over. He didn't shake your hand. He didn't even give you a salute. He said, "Ah, Yamanari, it actually hurts that somebody such as you is actually allowed to walk in a compound like this. But we need your help in terms of talking to our prisoner. And maybe he would actually speak to you more compared to us. And we need this, of course." And then Betty Ross then continued, and then she said, there's been some sort of anomaly that's happening within Miracle City. We're unable to actually try to figure it out, but a number of people have been missing ever since he or it arrived. Please walk over to the panel. She pressed some button on the wall. You notice that this steel concrete itself, this steel bar stopping you from wind, but the door slides open. You see a really huge, thick window. As you peek inside, the mist slowly dissipates, and you see Kuroi-Ryu, or the Black Dragon, or better known as, well, he was smiling when he looks at you, Yaminari. He smiled and he said, if it isn't Yamanari. He walks over to the glass window and then he punches it hard. Indeed, such an instrument is here strong enough to keep me confined. Now, you humans must really think that this thing could keep me trapped here forever. But do you believe that will I be? Betty Ross just stood quiet. Then Betty Ross looks to you, Yaminari, and then she asks, I want you to ask him about the scales. We have a few specimens that we retrieved from the battlefield after Red Ultra beat him, and then the moment you smash him towards the road itself, a number of his scales were scattered across Miracle City. Then Yamanari, you look at Yamanari. Yaminari, you look at Yamanari. Okay, alright.
It
Alright,
just started to sound like a joke now.
please don't call the others. Please don't call the others Yamonari, Yakunari.
Yoko Marari.
I was thinking about keeping the Nari at the end because
Beginning with
And
beginning with a Y
What?
and ending with a Nari.
just the
oh,
Y.
actually,
Tone
that
on
might
the
be
Y. Oh no! Oh no! He's running out of breath! He's running out of breath!
Right.
As soon as I tried to talk, I just started coughing. Oh my goodness, I'm fine now, I think.
All right.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about keeping Nari at the end and making the beginning be the element, so it would
Mm-hmm.
be element mountain or element lightning.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Yaminari put both his hands on the glass window looking at you. And then after that, he smiled. If you are here, then they must be really desperate. That's what he said.
Well, your silence isn't helping them, but perhaps I can share information with both of you right now. And Nari will go ahead and reach into his pockets and just drop a pile of scales in front of the window. So that way Inari can see it, as well as Betty Ross sees them clatter to the floor.
Then Kuroi-Ryu then said, it seems that you have found a number of my scales. There was a reason, of course, that I allow you and your red friend to defeat me so easily. Why do you think that I'm here right now? Yaminari.
I think you're stuck.
Then after that, okay. You can either roll for persuasion or intimidation or deception in many of these roleplay.
Deception.
Okay.
This would be a deception. He does not think he's stuck. Oh boy! 8.
Then he looks at you and he said, do you really believe that this round jail cell will be able to keep me confined forever? Then you truly are naive for a young dragon. Do you think that this thing could really stop me? Roll for
There,
intellect.
there's only 2 reasons you'd be in this circle right now. Because you have to, or because you want to. I can't see any reason why you'd want to stay there.
Right.
13 on the intellect.
Okay. Then after that, then he looks at you. Indeed, your mind is still young. And yet you are truly yet to learn about the world that you live in, the place that you're in. He slowly turns his head to you. His eyes are started to glow. And yet, you do not know much about the history of this world. You have been confined and living alone for so long that you don't even learn yet to comprehend the power that you even wield. Betty Ross was actually surprised. She looks at you and then looks at Kuroi-Ryu, puzzled at first. Then Thaddeus Ross then walks over and said, Black Dragon, what is the meaning of this? He speaks out. He's trying to say that. Then the Black Dragon then continue. This so-called Blue Dragon that you think yourself as a hero doesn't even know much. To us, to myself, and to my brethren, that is here, he's nothing more than just a youngling. A youngling that doesn't really fully comprehend and fully understand the meaning of the word that I'm trying to speak to him. Whatever thing that I try to tell him, he's yet to even know what it fully means, what I said. Roll for intellect again.
Is he like doing a thieves' cant thing?
Then you like listen to him. He's speaking in riddles. You don't really understand. And Betty Ross then looks at Black Dragon and said, "Wait, you're trying to say that the Blue Dragon is a young child, a young boy?" Then Black Dragon continued, "Why do you think that he only speaks with his fists? Why do you think that he only deals stuff, thinking himself to be a hero? I have aged longer than this young blue dragon. like a young hatchling that just came to this world, and yet not even truly understand the powers of Tiamat. And then he speaks out. Then you look at the Black Dragon again, and you don't really understand. But you turn to Betty Ross, and she actually fully understands the riddles that's actually being said by the Black Dragon. Roll for intellect.
It's like he looked at my character sheet and thought, hey, he's got a 0 there.
And then Black Dragon's like, yes, I know much about you, Blue Dragon. Yes. A skill that you never use. No, kidding. He didn't say that, okay? Anyways, he said, you really need to know what is coming, Blue Dragon. Do you truly believe that you could defeat me? Where I could let myself be defeated, and yet the harder you hit, the more scales be scattered across this miracle city. And yet I allow myself to be grabbed by you when the Red Ultra just beat me. And I let him do it. For every hit that the Redhead hit, the scale scatters. And then the scales of evil is now all over the city, seeking those that have ill intent towards those that call themselves heroes. Roll for intellect again.
Oh shit, I rolled too far. There we go. Oh man, 7.
Alright, you don't really understand. You try to think. And then Betty Ross, okay, rolling for Betty Ross intellect is quite high. And then she said, wait, meaning that you deliberately got yourself caught just for this? Just to spread your evil across Miracle City? That's what Betty Ross actually said. General, send the troops, send the troops and try to scour the city for any possible residue of the scales that's being released by this black dragon. Then Thaddeus actually look at his daughter, Betty Ross, and pick up his radio and start calling in and said, all personnel, emergency meeting right now. And bring me the scientist. I need to speak to him. And then after one of the soldiers and speaks out, sir, the scientist is busy, sir. I don't care if he's busy. I want Mr. Willis here right now. Then, after that, the Black Dragon then just laughed. Such a young, timid mind you are, Blue Dragon. And yet, you will not be able to stop those that will be bred from my scales. The power that I've given to those will be able to go against yourself and those you call your friends. Okay, I'm coughing. Too much voice changing. Need to drink. Okay, roll for intellect.
While he's doing that, Yamanari is going to rip one of his scales off and hand it over to Betty. I do not believe only his scales are the ones that are the problem. There is a pile of multicolored scales before you. You may need to search for all of our scales, even mine. I do not know what effect my scales might have on others.
Betty Ross, you don't really understand what Black Dragon was saying, but you understand what Betty Ross was saying because she translated what Black Dragon was saying. And then you give your scales to Betty Ross, and she looks at it. The residue here is actually weaker compared to the black one. Then the Black Dragon has said, your scales will not be the one that could change those back. Not with the power that you have now. You have yet to learn an ability called polymorph. An ability that we learn in our world. Blue Dragon, you and I, we are both the same. It's just that you are just too young to even fully understand. Your parents think that they could save you from this peril, but yet she believed that you could be the savior of the dark. Okay, when he mentioned she believed you could be the savior, is she referring to Betty Ross? Or is she referring to she as in your mother, or she as in somebody else? Okay, you need to roll for your intellect on this one.
9.
You don't understand. He's speaking again riddles. The word she. There's so many. You wanted to actually seek more information. You wanted to actually call Grandpa, but Grandpa is off somewhere. He actually said that he'll be off. He'll be off in another country playing golf, it seems, or going fighting other criminals in some other place. The last you heard that Grandpa went to Angel Grove to have a tournament somewhere nearby. So now you're out of luck. They're only placed then after that. Then the Black Dragon that continues. If only your mind could be trained to be much smarter. The Black Dragon laughed. And then Betty Ross then turns to you. And then after that, then she said, we're gonna check out the scales. But and then before he could continue, Thaddeus Ross actually interrupted his daughter and said, So, Blue Dragon, it seems that how old are you? And then Black Dragon continued, Well, General, if I want to say bluntly, I think he could be 19 years old or 20 years old in human age. Then Thaddeus Ross then said, Huh. So, Blue Dragon, have you ever had any formal education before?
Yes, I did go to elementary school, if that is what you ask.
Elementary school? Which one?
He doesn't remember.
And then Betty Ross then looks at you again, Blue Dragon. Elementary school, that's not going to be much in terms of knowledge, but... Huh. And then Betty Ross then said, there's something else. And then after that, then the Black Dragon they continue. The scales of my evil has also spread throughout the many schools and colleges. Do you know how many delinquents are there in school? And then Betty Ross then continued and said, there's a number of delinquents, yes, but then the Black Dragon then continued. Then, if my power and knowledge were to spread to them, then that would actually cause a number of incidents. After a while, then Betty Ross actually looked at you again, Blue Dragon, and after that, then she said, how does it feel like, Blue Dragon, if we were to actually send you to school? A college, perhaps, based on your age. And you were like, And Thaddeus Ross then continued, I believe sending you to college will be a good thing. Besides, I think that one of our professor, what's his name? Ross? Professor Banner, I think he created some sort of device. Well, it's an experimental device, but it was supposed to be sent towards the military for espionage and for many other things. Now, it's an experimental device, Thaddeus Ross continued, but I believe we could actually use that. And then the Black Dragon actually laughed. Such a timid little mind you have, Blue Dragon. And yet, once he returns, your mind will be so weak against its powers. And then after you think to yourself, roll for intellect.
My best roll yet.
Yeah, you good roll?
Unless it's a 19.
And then
No, that's
Thaddeus
4.
Ross said, then you think to yourself, maybe knowledge is a good thing. maybe you can go to college, but not as yourself, of course. Every students and teachers probably be in a panic if they actually see you actually walk in like how you are right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna
And
say, I can't imagine the students would be okay with a dragon in classroom.
Thaddeus Roth and said, well, if we need to investigate what this black dragon is trying to put, I think he wants to corrupt the minds of the young students within Miracle City. And the minds of the child and the young minds of a young student is easily corrupted. And then the black dragon and laugh. General, you are indeed smart enough to know my plan. And yet, only the young will be able to absorb the power that I be giving them. And even as we speak now, my scales have corrupted one particular student in your school. And then, meanwhile, in school, at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wrong gym. Okay, I got two gyms here.
Yep.
Yeah! Flash Thompson actually speaks and drops you on the red floor again, Vance. And then Flash Thompson then turns to one of the teachers and said, "This ain't right, sir. You want me to fight a blind boy? He can't even hit me
Hey,
straight."
I'm right here, damn it!
Fighting a blind boy doesn't mean that you're strong, Flash, the teacher actually walks. But you must remember, Vance, that you must actually fully know your body. You must know that when he moves, then you can anticipate his move, even without sight. You open up your eyes, though. You can still see Flash Thompson. His silhouette is there. You can see his aura. Not how he looks, not the shirt that he wears, but his silhouette, his aura.
Energy.
His aura is showing white and yellowish hue, a bit of dark yellowish hue, meaning that you're not too sure what is this. But if I want to put this in D&D term, like the spell detect good and evil, you can see the
Yes.
aura of evil people, good people, neutral people, and so on. So that's how it feels like. You
Yes.
can see Flash Thompson's aura. You can see your teacher's aura is white, but you can hear his voice, and he's telling you that, Vance, you must anticipate his move. You must know that when he moves, you know where to strike. Flash Thompson here is just a PL2 character, okay, at this point. So don't try to kill him, alright? So you move again towards the carpet, and then he moves again. And then Flash Thompson has said, "I don't want to hurt you, Vance, but, well, the teacher have a right point that you need to anticipate my move. Hey, if you were to go to a dark alley and some thugs are going to strike at you, you need to know how to defend yourself, Vance. And I'm not going to be there all the
I'm ready to
time.
run away.
I'm not going to be there all the time to protect you. What do you mean you're going to run away? You're going to cane. You can't even run away. You'll be walking so slow they'll be chasing after you. Besides, this is where you should really learn how to fight, Vance." And then you can sense your teacher looking at you and then waiting. And then you move around in circle. Flash Thompson, you can see his aura moving. And then after that, they're about to strike, and he moved to grab you. Then you grab
I
him.
go for Perry. Perry! Hey! Ha! I slide to the side and then gently kick him on the butt.
And then Flash Thompson then said, okay, Flash Thompson was not able to beat this parry because his skill rolls is zero, actually, literally. So he looks at you and he smiles. You could actually feel that smile and said, "Ah, a lucky hit, Vance. A lucky hit." Now, and then the teacher moves around, and then he moves and tried to grab you again and tried to throw you.
I jump over his shoulder and stay there for a while and say, "Hello, I'm a monkey
Okay.
though." And
Now, when you jump over his shoulder, you need to roll for your acrobatic skill.
Acrobatics. Oh, here you go. Ah,
You somersaulted easily, like with skill and finesse. And then that
yep.
surprises him and said, "How the?" And then you jump behind him to face him, giving yourself an opportunity to actually
Hello.
throw him or hit him or sweep at him.
Humiliate him.
Nah, I'm
Humiliate
just
him.
no. I'm just gonna boot pistols. Boop. I
I'm
boot
the
pistols.
bully. I'm supposed to bully you.
You pop his nose, and then he's like, "Ow!" And then the teacher said, "All right, that's done for now. Besides, I guess it's actually time to actually call it a day. Flash, I guess you can actually stay behind and actually help me clean up this mess. And then, Vance, I think you should actually take some rest, and I'll catch up with you soon. Besides, you need to actually
Oh,
head straight towards the shower and other matters.
all right.
And I'll
In
see
the
you.
flash.
I'll see you
Hold on.
back. I'll see you back in at the dorm and also at this school cafeteria. Besides, it's like once the cafeteria recess ends, then I'm gonna see you after class.
Yep. How much have they
Then
put
you
into this?
quickly
Is
head
it
off.
the
You quickly like then head off and decide to actually head straight towards the
Les Showers?
school to the shower. Okay, let's put another scene here. You decide to actually also head towards the school rooftop to take some wind, to actually think about to think about what actually happened, to think about what you just did. That is not something that a boy like you, would be able to do. And then,
Especially
you
the
know,
somersault.
yes,
Because I know I did take acrobatic class, but not to that extent. Like, was I really that good?
you know, these
Oh,
two people though is like walking. You don't see them though, but you can hear the sound of treadmills, and then you hear the huffing and puffing. You see one person, a girl actually. Apparently, it's like you'll notice that she actually have some sort of yellowish white hue, meaning that she is an okay person. But apparently, one person that's actually on the treadmill here have green aura, completely green, and you're not too sure. You never seen this color before, but you could have sworn he was actually looking at you, but after taking a shower and then heading up straight towards the roof to actually unwind and then relax, then after that, you decided to actually feel the breeze and enjoy the scene. As you're on top of the
it's
roof
just
itself,
nice.
as you're sitting down there looking around, you don't see any auras whatsoever. But after that, you heard one of the doors open and you hear a particular voice actually like speaking out. And then
Hmm?
after that, you're not too sure who he is, but you notice his aura is red, yellow, blue, and white. Then he came over and said, "Hey, I knew I wasn't expecting somebody to be up here. This always been my spot. Besides, hey, Vance, is that you?" He speaks out.
Yes. Who might it be?
And after that, he said, "Hey, it's me, it's Azrael. Azrael Matko. Remember? We went to
From
school
Angel
together."
Grove?
Yes,
Why are
we
you
went.
here?
It's a long story, Vance, but I prefer that you not. I prefer that you do not know, well, not know what's going on. And also, that event happened during the Power Rangers campaign, and now they're back. That was our Mutants and Master Minds
Anyway.
Power Rangers campaign.
Yeah, I know. I'm just putting Easter
Okay,
eggs.
this is your
What are you
old
doing,
character
Azriel?
talking. This is your old character talking to your
Yeah,
character.
yeah, I like it. I'm not going against. I'm just liking it. Anyways, back to
Right.
roleplay. Wait, if you're here, is your uh adopted sister here? You know how well trouble seems to follow her sometimes.
No, she's still in Angel Grove, but I can tell you the rest of the guys are here. But ah, they're still walking around. They're actually trying to handle their transfer to this school, to Miracle College. Besides, I put in my transfer and I decided to actually move here
Mm-hmm.
for certain reasons, of course.
Okay. Well, in that case, do you
And
know where the
I
cafeteria is?
and I heard what happened. Oops, I seem to have vanished.
Wait. Ezreal, where are you?
And after that,
Ezreal, this
then
is not
Israel actually
funny.
like it's like Israel's like, oh no. Anyways, be seeing you. And after that, the moment he actually left, he bumped into a particular person. But then Jason
Me.
was there, and Jason, he was shocked to actually see somebody actually rush down the staircase, bump into you, because you needed some time to actually unwind, to take some fresh air after what's been happening, and you're trying to actually get to know a number of students. And besides, it's been a number of weeks, and so many things have happened recently, and you just heard news that your father have just been transferred to the Miracle City police station.
Hmm. I
But the
just.
moment you got up here, you bump into Vance. Vance, you can see the aura on this particular person. You can hear from his voice, you can hear from his footstep, and then Jason, but you notice his aura is slightly like whitish, yellowish, and bluish hue. And then Jason, you notice that Vance is up here after finishing talking to one particular student, a new student. Apparently, they just transferred to the college. Okay, you two can roleplay.
Hmm. I just simply like check my camera to see if it's got damage, and I take pictures of the scenery to see if the focusing is okay. I'm like, yeah, these should be good. Several years worth of
That is an
allowance
eyebrow.
only to. Hmm? Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Trying
uh,
to see if I can, get a part-time job as a photographer. You know, sell pictures of those superheroes. Only I can get one
aren't you
tomorrow.
with aren't you with the newspaper club? Why aren't you with the other two?
Oh, they're off doing their own thing. I mean, hey, just because I'm in the newspaper club, that doesn't mean I have to neglect my studies. I had a lecturer earlier.
You do know that the class that the president of that club is quite in well she tends to find trouble, right? Like find news.
Dude, it's newspaper. The name news should already indicate that we
Yeah.
look for trouble.
And you're the photographer, am I correct?
One of two, actually. Had a lecturer today, so I had to call in the backup buddy so I can cover my spot.
Uh, your tone of voice sounds like you are downgrading your friend in a way.
No, not really. I listen. I gotta give everybody a chance. I mean, there's only the three of us, so I can't hog all the attention. I mean, besides, I'm studying to be a lawyer, not a
Okay.
journalist.
And from your tone of it, you sound like a prosecutor than an attorney.
Yeah. Sorry, my dad rubs on me when it comes to like the whole kid and caboodle of having a law enforcement for a father. Do not
What's a caretaker boodle?
oh, do not be late. I will know if you're lying to me. And he like does like weird voices. Do not do not drive while being drunk. This is highly unprofessional.
Well, anyway, he's not like my dad. He tends to get me to a very funny situation. I remember that one time he brought me to a funland, and then he literally tried to buy every single cotton candy just to please me. That
Oh,
was a
if you think
that was a weird day. That was a weird day.
if you think this is bad, the day I got my license is the day that my dad stopped me in full uniform saying license and registrations, please. He literally
As a new
took his time examining my license, my vehicle, only to tell me, drive safely, sir. Out of spite,
I
because
mean, that's how.
I can now like drive my own.
Calm down. Probably he's just being nice in his own way. You just say he's a law enforcement, so I assume he's quite gritty and or cringy.
Oh, he's okay. He just wanted to, do the whole prank on me. I was just like,
Yeah, but the way
I just saw him
you were
like
just like what
grinning
the way you
and laugh, and he was like just grinning and laughing at me as he was, examining my license and everything. And when I talked to him about it at dinner, he acted as if I was talking about someone else, only for him to laugh and saying that I better remember that situation because, it's an embarrassment.
does he know you want to be a lawyer?
Yeah, he likes it.
Then
He
you
he
do
booked.
know that
He,
there was procedure.
yeah, I
You know there was
mean,
procedure, right?
I know. I mean, he just wanted to say that he books them and I prosecute them. Father and son duo cleaning up the city, one criminal at a time.
You sound very enthusiastic. I'm quiet. I'm quite. I feel a bit in danger now. I take a step back and say, uh,
Hey, when I
are you going to
graduate,
prosecute me for just making fun of you?
no, when I graduate, I'm gonna be the sword that will lock every single criminal in this city. I'll be
Even
a
a,
famous lawyer. You in Harvey Dent.
even a clown, even a clown that just honk you wrongly with his handheld honk. I imitate a honk, honk, honk.
As long as you're an upstanding citizen, I got I got no problem. But those who break the law,
You can't take a joke.
of those who break the law,
Can you take a joke? That
so-
was just a joke, man. That
sorry,
was just a joke.
sorry, lived on a farm,
Yeah.
so my version of a joke usually involves a cow, a horse, a priest, and a country club.
What about poop? Eh.
Okay,
That was a bad joke. I get it.
okay, stop me if you heard this one. A priest, a cow, a woman, and a sheep walk into a country club. Which one of them? What's the punchline?
Bah.
Nope. The punchline is only the cow is allowed to stay. One, it's a Sunday, the priest can't come to a country club. Two, a woman can't walk into a country club, it's a men's only. And the sheep, well, unless it's to be eaten, then yeah, she's not allowed to be there. It's gotta stay on the field. The only one who's the exception is the cow. Yeah, bad country.
Because she's steak. Because she's steak.
Ring ding ding. Exactly. There's no mentioning about a cow not being able to walk into a country club.
Well, if you want to be, well, a lawyer, you have to read people's hearts or be nicer to them.
Uh,
From what I heard from you and your reputation, I only heard surface level. You are a bit of a jerk to everyone else, especially who was your other friend, Miguel? I can't seem to remember his name.
Miguel
uh,
and Luisa, just in case you guys forgot.
yeah.
But anyways, after you all were busy talking, you noticed the time
Mhm.
and you realized that you're actually late for the school cafeteria. And you realize that you're also hungry. But when
Uh,
you look at the time, you got no time to actually stay on the roof. You decide to actually rush straight towards the school cafeteria canteen and then head straight to class.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
And the moment you two all went down the staircase, and Jason, you actually helped Vance head towards the lift, then to the elevator, head down, and then rush towards the college schoolyard. And then, as you actually rush in, you saw two young girls actually stopping the both of you, and then they seem to be lost. They're not sure where to go. And then, no, Vance, you notice that one of them have a very bright yellow hue as an aura, and another one is very pink. As they ask you,
Mhm.
excuse me, can you tell us where is the school office and the principal's office and the cafeteria?
We're on
Mm.
our way to the cafeteria. Actually, you guys
No,
want to
no,
come
no,
with
no,
us?
no, 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 No. Jason. Jace. Let's bring them to the office first. Once they finish with their work, they can join us for lunch.
But I'm
That's much
hungry.
more easier.
But I'm hungry, man. I'm starving. Starving journalists are not usually good to be around.
Well, I prefer helping them first, and then I don't need that on my conscience, and then I go to eat.
But they did.
No worries. I probably know it.
And then
Come
after that,
on.
Ah,
they actually ask, so the both of you heading straight towards the cafeteria, or is the office also at the cafeteria? Is the gym at the cafeteria?
Oh, no. The office meeting is quite nearby. The cafeteria is at the other side. Uh, that's why I say we should go to the office first. So that you two girls can enjoy one of the university's greatest food,
And then
hamburgers.
the girl with the pink aura and asks you, but we don't want to be rude, but um, what's your name? What's both your names?
oh, call me Jason.
Jason, you first.
Call me Jason.
Just Vance, and I'm
Vance?
Vance.
And then the
Just
girl
call
with
me
the yellow
Vance.
shirt and said, well, she's Kimberly and I'm Trini.
Oh, nice to meet you.
All right.
And then after that, then lead the way. That's what Kimberly said.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's the go, you said. Then you actually whole head
Yes.
straight towards the school cafeteria and the school offices. And you tell Kimberly and Trini where to go. And Vance, the moment you arrive, you can see the number of auras around the cafeteria. You're having a
Ooh.
slight headache because of that. You're not too used to this. Not yet, of course, you told yourself. But now you need to roll for your will save.
Yep. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Who needs to do the rolling? Just him?
Only Vance, because he's looking at so many aura, he's not too used to the powers yet. Because he can see the silhouettes of each and every person. That will give you that will give you a migraine if you can see that in real life.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That is true. That is very true.
Hmm.
I squeamishly take hamburgers, mustard, and a small lettuce, and probably a drink, which is Coke. Ugh.
You head
Uh,
over, a number of
I mean,
students actually line up to actually take some food. And as you feel a bit faint, in the moment you peel up that food, you almost fell down until one or two of them actually help you up and say, whoa, hey, young man, you're not supposed to be walking with this full tray while on your cane. You feel the aura of these other two, three people. Like one is blue, one is black, and one is red. And then they lift you up.
thanks.
And then after that, they carried you towards, they actually brought you towards the table so that you'll be all right. They seem to be very nice people, though, helping you out. And then actually introduce themselves. It's like, hey, so you must be Vance. We heard so much about you. And after that, then one of them actually introduced themselves.
Thanks.
And it's like, I'm Billy. That's Zach. And that one over there is Scott Lee.
Which one's Scotty again?
And after he waved his hand, you'll notice his red aura as he waved his hand at you.
Oh, hey, hello. Sorry, I'm just quite hungry from a workout.
Scott Lee, then Zach Taylor, and Billy Cranston. And these are all images taken from Go Go Power Rangers, the comic book.
Nice.
Yep. And they actually work together with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, also from the same comic book. Yeah, but that I will put in the next adventure when you do meet the Ninja Turtles. That one will probably be Yamanari's story. It's like, hey, we heard there's this fucking lizard in the sewers. Nobody live in the sewers except us. So on. So that'll be next time. Anyways, they actually introduce yourself, Vance. Yeah, you introduce them, they actually talk to you, and then after that, a number of students actually walk over. But Jason, as you were busy talking, you saw Vance being helped by three new students. You don't know who they are, but Louisa leaned and said, "Hey, Jason, you see that guy over there? Scott Lee? My god, look at him. Muscular, good looking. Hey, if he ever tried to run for class president, I would actually vote for him." But then Jamie Court then said, "Hey, Louisa, but don't you notice something odd? The number of new students are now in this college. Have you seen the other one? The one with the green jacket, green pants? Hey, heck, literally, he wears everything green." That's what Jamie said. It's like, what's with all these students wearing color coded uniforms or something? And Louisa then said, "Hey, maybe they're superheroes or something." That's what she laughed.
Hey,
But then
maybe this
again,
could be the dawn of the superheroes, you know? Imagine high schoolers turned superheroes. What a great scoop for our, humble little newspaper club.
Irene Adler, another blind student, actually said, "Hey, Louisa, but you know about the other guy, the other hero that just came to Miracle City? He wears all black. For all I know, he could be a black student. You know, it's like wearing all black." And Louisa looks at Irene and said, "Hey, that's racist, you know? It's like a black superhero wearing all black? That doesn't make sense. Like, does a Chinese superhero have to wear all red? Then I guess then the red hair," Louisa looks at Irene, "that means the red hair is a Chinese student." Then Jamie Corden said, "Yeah, I think so. You know, he wears the colors of communism." And then both the two girls then look at Jamie and said, "Hey, that's too much." And Jason, you heard what Irene said. Like, okay, it's like wearing black must be black, red could be Chinese, and many more. But after that, Vance, you're talking to actually like Scott Lee, and then Zach, and then Billy Cranston. They all actually talk to you nicely. And you can see their aura as they're actually building up. But as you all actually like eating, and then Louisa Lane asks you, like, "Jason." And then after that, then she said, "Hey, aren't you supposed to be opening that new bank account or something? It's like at the bank and a lot more." And I think Aizen's
Oh,
gone.
sorry,
Eh,
sorry. My mic just was having an issue. Can you repeat?
okay, that explains why you're so quiet. Anyway, go to you, Vance. I'll go to you back later. Okay, Vance, what do you want to do?
Anyways, I guess from excuse me. Ah, that's good burger. Sorry for my goodness. I really needed this. So, how you guys enjoying Miracle University? You like it? Is everything up to par?
Well, better than our previous college. Have you heard of? Then Zach said, "Have you heard of Angel Grove?"
Oh yeah, I got friend man lives there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's quite nice place. Nice place.
Yes, but
What about
we heard so many stories about Miracle City. They said there's this new
like what?
I don't know things, and then after that, then Billy then continued. That he said then he actually looked to Zach. You notice his aura when looking at Zach, but because you can't see their facial expression, so you can't roll for insight on them.
Yes.
Only on their
No, I
voices,
can't.
not only on the
Yeah.
voices, not on their expression. So Billy was saying, "Oh yeah,
Yes.
Zach was saying something about Miracle City have these really exciting sites and tours and perhaps the best coffee or the best cheesecake and stuff." And Scott Lee like, "Yeah, stuff like that. Yes, yes.
Oh,
Nothing else actually."
then we just I say, did you know we have our own superhero? This is Grandpa and a dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have a dragon.
Grandpa. Yeah, we heard stories actually. God Scott Lee said Grandpa, and after that this Blue Dragon and Billy Cranston. They continued. That surprisingly looks like Golda, and Zack Taylor then said they could be related. Maybe a bunch of people should speak with this Blue Dragon.
Who's Goldar?
Oh, then Scott Lee like,
With an innocent tone.
and then after roll for insight on three of them.
It's like, who's Goldar? Inside.
Okay, too low. Okay, not high. And then then Scott Lee said, Golda, have you heard of the chocolate called Gold Bars? It's more like Snickers, but it's better. And Billy Cranston said, yes,
Oh,
Gold Bars. Yes, not Gold Bars, but it's a really nice chocolate. Maybe one day when you visit Angel Grove, you can actually have Gold Bars. That's what Billy Cranston said.
ooh, that sounds tasty. That sounds very, very tasty.
Yes. Angel Grove is very far away, but it's not it's actually common knowledge also for this one, so you can actually roll for it's not a skill though, there's no skill for it in terms of knowing like local news and so on, so you need to roll for your intellect.
Uh,
So because it's common
intellect.
knowledge, the DC isn't that high unless you roll very low.
Yeah. You'll be surprised. Yeah.
Okay, DC is just 10. Okay, not as high as the Black Dragon's intellect DC, which is 15. All right, but
Ooh.
you heard the stories about Angel Grove. You heard stories about Power Rangers defeating kaijus or mechanical beasts. And this group of heroes are their local heroes, the Power Rangers of Angel Grove. But so far, after
Mm.
defeating one greater evil, the Power Rangers just simply vanish. That's it.
Mm.
That is local news,
Well,
though.
yes, that's local news. Well, I heard much about Angel Grove and like giant bees or mass heroes. I think about the Power Rangers. You know, like those old cartoon shows and or comic books. But other
Billy
than
Cranston
that,
said,
I really want to
yes,
visit.
the Billy Cranston said, yes, those Power Rangers. We heard that they were high school students. Uh, we do not know. Yeah,
Oh,
though, of course. We've been trying so hard to know who those high school students are. But ever since since this other greater evil was destroyed, then Zack Tyler then continued. Yes, that greater evil. Yes, I believe those high school students just vanish, and that's it. And
oh,
graduated and decided to go to college.
you make it sound like you know them or something. That can't be right. And then drink my coke.
Roll for insight on Zack Taylor.
It'd be funny if I pass.
And then Scott Lee then looks at Zack Taylor. You notice that Zack Taylor actually feels as if that Zack Taylor actually knows the Power Rangers. And Zack Taylor then said, yes, I do know one of them, the Black Ranger. And Scott Lee then said, hey, Zack, wasn't the Black Ranger like help you previously before when you were in danger? And you were being attacked? And said Zack Taylor, yeah, I was there, man. I was being
Wow,
attacked by these evil creatures, and Black Ranger came in and then saved me, and I am indebted to him until now.
wow, that's impressive. That's
And
very
then after
impressive.
that, then Scott Lee then said, and by the way, Vance, do you know this
Mm-hmm.
particular hero that calls himself the Red Ultra?
Red Ultra. I only seen like web blogs about him. Apparently, he looks like a rabbit. Whatever. I don't know. I can't actually see him.
And now
Don't
it's
even look
their
at his
turn to
pictures.
roll. It's now their turn to roll for insight against your deception skill.
Let's go. But this is very low, so they can pass really, really fast. See?
Ooh.
Yeah. And Scott Lee then said, And Brian and Billy then said, Vance, another question though. Whenever this
Hmm?
red hair appears, you are never
Yeah.
seen most of the time. And I am a journalist and I like to question a number of students though. Whenever this happened, you're nowhere around. What happened? Were you somewhere safe? You're escaping? Meaning that around this time, Billy Cranston know that you're lying. So where were you when red hair appeared?
Simple. I was finding shelter. I can't see. I'm the most vulnerable. But I think if I were to be with someone or if my friends are, I'll try to get them to follow me to safety. I can't do much in a fight, anyways.
Okay, roll for deception.
uh, Pretty sure they can pass. See, very low.
Time to invest some skill points into some to invest some PL points into some skills. But the more they actually ask questions, the two girls that you met earlier, Kimberly and Trini, they arrived at the table and said, hey, Billy. It's Trini actually asked, stop harassing the blind boy. He doesn't know much. And Billy then said, but he could know things about you know who. And Kimberly then said, I don't think so.
Hmm?
It's too obvious. That's what Kimberly said. Then Billy then said, well, Vance, no, we're here to be actually good friends. We're not here to pester you too much. Besides, and after they talk about local stuff, like they talk about the college stuff, what to do, what are the activities, and many more. And you told
Ah,
them about it, and then so forth.
yes.
So they just like sat
Yeah.
down and just listen. So they're not really questioning you more about red hair ever since like Kimberly Hart don't
Yes.
believe that you're not red hair and so on. So they don't want to
Mhm.
pester you too much because what can a blind boy do, you know? So so they're not bullies
Yes.
here. They're not bullying you. So they just actually want to ask more about the red hair because to them, to these five kids with attitude, they do have the attitude, but they just want to know is this red hair evil? Is the is Blue Dragon evil? Is he just masquerading as a good guy? And so on. Okay, now back
Mm,
to Jason. Okay,
mm-hmm.
Jason, Luis on Lane was actually asking. It's like then asking you, it's like, hey, it's like, don't you supposed to be opening up like a bank account or something? It's like, we're gonna be working soon. Our internship is gonna be there. We need to actually work as investigative journalists. We're gonna be like part-time lawyers, and then many more. And we need to actually have open up our own account. And I heard that. Then Jamie, they continued. I heard that you don't have an account, Jason. It's like opening up here in Miracle Bank. You should have one open soon, even.
I'll just ask my dad to help me with it.
Your dad? How old are you?
I'm a son of a police officer. If I do it behind his back, he's gonna think that I'm up to something no good. So I'll just ask him to meet me sometime next week during the weekend.
And then Irene Adler like, ooh, you got a mama's boy here, always asking help from their parents. Be a big boy, Jason. That's what Irene said.
I just simply,
You're surprised. You're surprised that she can hear you from there, even though you're not speaking out loud.
well, where is she? Like, just so I would know the location, because I don't.
Irene Adler have a very
Oh,
unique
okay.
design.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not that hard to, unless you want me to change her name to Martha Murdoch,
No,
just for you to know.
no. It's okay. It's okay. I just simply say that when your dad is a police officer, try to do something behind his back, then come and talk to
Yada
me.
yada yada. She said, "You're a big boy, Jason." That's what Irene actually said. You don't need your daddy to hold your hand crossing the street. Hey, it's like then she got up from the chair and start pointing her walking stick at you. Hey guys, we got a mama's boy here in college. And then everybody like, and some of the boys and Flash Thompson like, boo. Boo! You suck, Jason Tennyson. You can hear Flash Thompson the other end actually like screaming at you and like, saying, and then the other kids like, and then the other college students like, start looking, and then Vance, you notice that the other
Uh,
five, Scott, Lee, Zach, Kimberly, and start looking at the very direction, and said, "Hey, isn't that Jason Tennyson?" Uh, and
yeah.
then Billy then said, wait, didn't I just hear him saying that he needs his dad to open up an account for him? How old is he?
Our age? Wait, what did you say? Repeat the last sentence? I couldn't hear that.
Billy said, it's like, well, I heard that he needs his father's help to open up a bank account. Anybody can open a bank account as long as they're 18.
No, no, no. Here's the joke. Anyone can open their account if they're more than 10 years old. That was a joke.
And then Flash Thompson is like, boo. Are you a boy? Are you a man? And then after that, then Flash then walks over and then starts saying, hey, everybody, I think we got a 10-year-old boy over here in college. I think we should actually get him addicted or worse, get him kicked out. And then he looks at you,
Hey,
Jason,
hey, hey.
and you feel
Uh,
intimidated by Flash Thompson, a PL1 character.
uh,
Okay,
well,
roll for your will save.
okay. Oh, here we are. Under defenses, yeah, under defenses.
Yes, it's
If
under
you fail,
defenses.
it sucks. Okay, luckily.
Nah,
Okay,
he's
I
too
just
smart
just
for
I,
that
I
DC
shit.
just
10.
give
He's
him the look that basically says that I'm respectable student unlike you, but I just want him to do something really funny. So I will use my mind control on him to basically get him to make fun of himself.
All right, 9. Okay,
It's
that's
9, but
all.
the DC is 15.
Yeah, DC is 15. All right,
I basically,
okay, just gonna roll.
yep, you tell me the score.
Okay. All right, here we roll. Okay, he's not compelled, but he's dazed.
Okay.
It's only like after he was making fun of you, then suddenly he was like, "Whoa, man, what's in that drink? It's just plain water, Flash." It's like, "Whoa, it's giving me a blood migraine." He said,
Hey,
and then
Flash, let's
Irene
sit back
Adler
down.
was eyeing you when you did that, though. Even though it's subtle, I have to roll for the other superheroes here in this cafeteria. So literally, I have to roll for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7?
6, 7, 8 characters.
There's 8
Eight
heroes in
characters
this.
here to beat a DC 20.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's
Even you, Vance, you need
I'm
to roll
blind.
for. You need to roll for insight. DC 20.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Oh,
first ever DC 20.
wow. Vance, you look at the aura that's coming from Jason. At first, you notice that white, bluish, yellow aura. Then the aura slightly changed. You notice that his head area, the forehead area, started to glow red. Boom, like bright red, as if he was using some sort of energy or some sort of power. And then immediately that red hue hits Flash Thompson. Flash Thompson's aura changed slightly. And then that's when he said he's having a headache. This is when you realize, fans, that Jason just used an ability or a power based on
freeze,
Flash Thompson. You may need to
freeze
roleplay this and
mine.
question Jason personally later on in another scene.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. I roll for the other characters. Yes, they did notice you also on your subtle for DC 20, and something is not right. So, Daredevil, Green Ranger. Okay, let's not introduce the others. Okay, they're all other Power Rangers. And let me hide. I'm not gonna show another villain in this classroom. There are two villains in this classroom. Okay, so but they don't pass their subtle test, so they don't notice. Okay, Jace.
Yeah.
I'm
All
not.
the other superheroes have passed. And now we're gonna have a classic, after school question time. Who are you? Are you related to that lady
Oh,
in the moon?
you you do the Spider-Man circle pointing at each other. You're like, who are you? What's your name? What's your superhero name? And so on. But let's go to Yaminari. All right. Okay. Meanwhile, at the base, Betty Ross brought you over to the secret lab, Yaminari. You went down and you visit Professor Eric Banner, or Bruce Banner, Eric Banner, actually. You notice that he's actually wearing some Crocs. and his hair is raggedy, and he's not well kept. And he's like looking, Betty is, oh, hey, Blue Dragon. She shakes your hand. It's like, I heard so much about you. Uh, oh, wow, finally, I am able to meet you. Uh, and you're just surprised, though, that he is way below, like, the base itself, like, at the lowest level of the military base. Betty just walks over and said, um, Minari, this is Eric Banner, and he's one of our lead R&D scientists, and he's working on a number of stuff for for General Ross. Apparently, many of it was to go against you. I do apologize about that, of course.
I understand. It seems like some of it might be useful in the future if what Yaminari says is true.
And Betty Rawson said, "Well, Banner, you have that device that we talk about that could, you know, that projects holographic images, or to actually create images of illusionary images. I think you remember." And then Eric Banner then turns to face Betty. Is actually called an illusion belt. I can tell you that one, but it's still in the experimentation process. And well, why do you need it for anyway, Betty? And Betty then said, "Well, we need it for Blue Dragon, of course." And then Eric Bannon said, "For Blue Dragon? For what? Does he want to walk on the street and buy food, or read a newspaper, or find a job? Or anything?" Roll for insight check, Yamanari.
Button, where is the button?
Insight pass.
17.
Okay. And you heard what Eric Banner said, huh? Walking on the street, reading a newspaper, buying food without anybody fearing you, and finding a job? That's actually a really good idea. You don't actually fear that idea. But he only have one prototype.
Uh-oh.
Then Eric Banner then said, I only have one working prototype, and, well, there's this other scientist, this other professor that was actually helping me with it. He doesn't have met, we never actually met face to face, of course, he speaks out. But he calls himself Hank McCoy, Professor Hank McCoy. But he's in New York, and we're in Miracle City. That's quite a far away distance, of course. But I'm sure somebody like you will be able to fly and get that actual working device. But the one I have is just a prototype of his actual device. And if it gets damaged, of course, well, you may need to meet up with this Hank McCoy personally, Blue Dragon. Of course, I could. Betty Roston continued, well, Blue Dragon, it is actually a few $1 million worth of device. And it looks like a regular belt, of course, but it's actually only like for one use only. Once it's programmed, but it's programmed up to a certain specific. And then Eric Banner then said, well, to say the least, it's programmed to be more likely less than specific. It actually binds into a certain DNA program and change it to an appearance that reflects on your age as an illusion, but it projects this image to people that's from the outside looking at you. But then again, they will look at you as per who you really are from within. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, Blue Dragon? Okay, when you listen to him, okay, this is where you need to roll for your... Okay, you need to choose this one. One is called science, another one is intellect. You choose.
I think they would both be the same. Let me see. I don't have anything called science on my sheet, so I'll just roll intellect.
All right. Oh, you have no single clue what he just told you about. And then Betty Ross and said, Blue Dragon, what he actually said that once you wear the belt and once you press that button, changes you into, well, the appearance of who you think that you really look like based on your age. Like, if you're really what you say they are, if you're really 20, and I mean, Black Dragon said that you're a youngling. Does it mean that you're 15 years old?
I do not believe dragons age at the same rate that humans do.
Hmm. Then Eric Banner then continued, well, I read stories about, well, there was a particular character person that came out years ago. He calls himself an elf, and he said he's been living for thousands of years, and yet he still looks bloody same. I wish I could have that DNA of that elf. I forgot his name. I think it started with a C, Chris something, or whatever he called himself. He said that he died and he got isekai to this world. It's a crazy story, I can tell you that one. Then, after that, Eric Banner then walks over to a shelf and picks up some silver belt. And then after that, he passes it to you, Yamnari. And then after that, he said, try and wear this.
Yamanari will grab it. What if my true self is a dragon?
Well, if his true self is a dragon, then he'll probably give this illusion that you could be some very muscular, ugly jock or something. Well, we can't really figure this out. This belt is weird. Hank McCoy programmed it to make sure that he looks human. But
Okay.
it projects him to look like exactly who he was and who he is. I believe
I
that
was
this
worried.
could be the same.
I was just worried that if it projects who I truly am, it will just project another dragon. And then he'll put the belt on.
You put the belt on, and then after that you can see that button, and then you when you put it on, it actually fits. It fits nicely around your waist. So it's like, wow, this feels nice. You have the belt, if you can call it illusionary belt or whatever, and after that, then you press it, then you can feel as if not your DNA change. You can see some sort of projection, and then you don't see it yourself though. But for Betty and for Eric Banner, he looks like, whoa, wow. I mean, to you, you probably felt that you're still the same, but it doesn't change you on a molecular level, or much more like a DNA level. But it does change you from how we look at you right now. You look different. You're not a child, of course. You're not adult like me. Well, look at my face. I'm old. But then again, it's like, do you think I'm old, Betty? More than old, Professor. Besides, you're way too old. For me, of course. It's like, but Betty was like looking at you and she was like astonished. She actually went over to you. You look different. Okay, this is where I got hundreds of images which I can actually use to give to your character. But uh, either I ask you as a player to go through Pinterest to look for an image and you PM me the image and I'll look at it, or I'll just choose one right now that I have in my folder.
I say roll that D100 and give me a random image.
All right, okay. Then let me give you a random image. Okay, I'm not gonna give you a
It can be. It can be picked. You can
You
pick
have to
it,
be a
but like,
teenager. You have to be a teenager with attitude, in a way. Okay, I'm going through a lot of my images right now. Aizen, pause.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Second.
Right. After that, you can't see yourself, of course, Seminary. But the moment you actually go to a mirror and you look at yourself, your blue wings end up being a blue jacket, and then your scales itself look like it's wearing some sort of clothing. But when you touch yourself, you can still feel your scales, you can still feel your jaws, and many more. But to the professor and to Betty Ross, to them, you look like a young teenager. based on your illusion. And then, when you look at yourself, you're quite astonished of what you're looking at right now. And then you started to flicker in and out. Then Eric batted and said, "Oh yes, that's some sort of small wild malfunction, but it's not such a big deal. It could be something else, but it could be not. But as long as it works, it works." And then he turns to Betty Ross and, "What is his purpose again?" Then Betty Ross said, "He's gonna go to college, and we already have a fake profile written for him. Family, a place to stay, and many more. Well, as long as he can actually keep this up, of course." And then Betty Ross then asks you, Mari, "How do you feel?"
I don't feel any different than normal.
And Eric Patterson said, "Yeah, yes, that's because just it's just an illusion belt, and there's really nothing much to it. As long as nobody actually tried to push you, then it should be all right. Because physically, you're still a dragon. But to a number of people, you're just this really small, young teenager that reflects on of who you are." But
Yamanari will tap Bruce Banner on the shoulder with his tail.
and then you tap, and he's like, "Whoa, what was that? Oh, hey, wait, you were tapping me with your back, but it looks like it, but it feels like it's a tail. I mean, you're hitting me with your tail, but when I look at it, it's actually just your back. That is intriguing." Eric Banner then actually speaks out, and he looks really happy. "Maybe, well, you can keep the belt and many more, but I really need to actually check up on you from time to time." And then Eric Banner then turns to Betty Ross. Then he said, "Well, if the general actually agrees, maybe I could actually, I could sign up to be a professor in the college, so I can actually check up on Yamanari." And then he turns, "Well, we can't call you Yamanari unless you're Japanese, of course. It does have that Japanese tone to it. But then Betty Ross then continue, well, if you're going to be going as a student, you might need a different name. Well, Yamanari could actually sound right, but maybe we need a last name or first name. What do you think?" And then suddenly you see a monitor screen appear in front of you, Yamanari, and you say, "Please insert first name or last
Oh
name."
god. Oh
Please
goodness.
create your character image. Ding, 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 ears, hair, cheek, teeth, and so on. How your illusion would look like.
First name will be Quentin.
Quinton. All right.
Last name Doe.
Quinton Doe. Very mysterious. That's what Eric Banner actually said. Quinton Doe. Nice. And then Betty Rosen said, "Well, with the government sponsor and so on, we can't let you live in the sewers, of course. So you're going to be given an apartment. They can't give you a house. You don't have family members." Huh. And then Betty Ross looked at the file and said, "Oh, this is not good. Not good at all. It seems that your father or your guardian is General Thaddeus Ross." Roll for willpower save.
That's
As you heard the news,
that's not good.
and you're in
7.
shock. Your eyes wide, your jaws drop. You're like, "What? Thaddeus Ross, the general, will be your father." Oh, And Eric Banner's like, all right, then I guess we got something to check then. It's like, all right, your father's gonna be the general, I'm gonna be the teacher, and who's gonna be the mother? Matthew Ross said, well, definitely not gonna be me. I'm too old for college stuff. And then Eric Banner then said, wait, we got a number of young soldiers that could actually be these students. Well, maybe one of them
You
should
don't
actually
want
like
to you don't want to play your father's wife?
I'm the daughter. That's just wrong. This is It's gonna be some really weird anime shit. It's uh it's gonna be some weird anime title, dragon living in an apartment with the general and stuff like that. Okay. But
No, I used to be a dragon, and now I'm a human living with a general.
oh, am I check? Space. Mhm. Yes, I used to be a dragon in my life. But after you got that, now they need to actually register you to be the student and then go to your apartment. After a while, okay, you're gonna be checking on these other delinquents, and then you're gonna find out what actually happened. But as you're actually going through all the necessary profiling, Yamanari, as they're actually going through every single detail with you, now going back to the school. Okay. Now, after a while, Vance, after Jason has been like ridiculed, and then Flash Thompson actually had a headache. They actually like got back to his seat, not sure what's going on. And then after that, you notice that Eugene Woods actually looked to Flash Thompson and said, hey, that's not right, man. That's not the proper way. But besides, there will always be some other ways. But after all of those stuff, after all these things that happened, everybody started to actually enjoy the food and being around. But then Scott, Zach, and Billy, Kimberly, and Trini decided to actually head out
They're gonna
somewhere
transform.
else. They decided to actually leave the part immediately. You notice that when they were sitting together with you, Vance, all of their watches started to have a really weird ringtone, like toot. Like, then they start all looking at it, and they all got up, and then they said, we need to go somewhere, Vance. Something urgent. They seeing you,
Bye.
and then they quickly rush out. You're not too sure why they're all living together. Maybe they have some homework to do. Maybe they have
Yes.
something urgent to do. You're not too sure.
Or a project. Yes. Or a
Yeah, or a
project.
group project. You're not too sure though. But
Yes.
then you have Flash then going over to your table and then decided to, hey, Vance, isn't it time for you to, go for your regular checkup with the doctor?
Oh, do I have to?
Yeah, I need to bring you there. Besides, I'm being asked to actually be your caretaker. Do you think I love this? Ugh. It's like, well, I need to go see the doctor
No.
myself. I'm having a headache myself right now.
Eh, headache. Eh.
Then he brings you to
But
see
let's
the,
get.
the doctor.
All right. Let's go. I follow
He
him
brings you in and
while
we
being
track you
goofy.
straight.
Yeah. Hi,
You see
doc.
the clinical nurse looking at you, doing some regular checkup, looking at your eyes, and Flash is there telling the nurse, I had this sudden headache, as if something was compelling me, trying to tell me to do something. But I'm not too sure what. And the nurse was like, okay, here's some Panadol, here's some penicillins, and that's it. But she just like check up on you, Vance, and then making
Hmm.
sure that you're alright and a-okay. But
Mm-hmm.
meanwhile, Jason, you see that Louisa and Jamie And then Irene decided to actually walk off together with Peter. And then after that, Jamie then tell you, "Hey, are you gonna be following us or not? Are you gonna be sitting there
Uh,
or thinking about your father opening an account?" He walks over.
now, man, gotta check on the camera. Tool here's gonna
Right.
get me through college. I mean, reporter salary is not that glamorous, but hey, I get to, get to a front row seat of hot news.
As you're all actually walking, like Peter Rasputin, and he's talked to you, Jason, and he said, "Ah, good camera must be always be good. Make sure you take good angle of everything."
Mm-hmm.
Then Irene Adler, using her cane, just turned, yeah, that's Jason for you. If it's not his father trying to actually help him with everything else, you should really grow up, Jason. Otherwise, you will never be the person that you wanted to be in the future if you keep on trying to follow what your father wants you to do. And Jamie then said and continued, I never listened to my father. Heck, if I were to listen to my father at the time and if I were to actually take over, the court industries would be completely different. But that's just me. And Louisa said, well, we got some time. As you're crossing the basketball court, heading straight towards the staircase at the other end, you notice four students. And then Jamie then said, oh no, why do I have to cross this part of the the basketball court just to actually head up? Or what, can we just go over them or go across them or something? And then Irene Netherlands said, as long as we stay quiet, nothing will be done. And Jason, you're not too sure what is Jamie trying to say. And Louisa Lane then said, better be careful. We don't want anything bad to happen. Besides, I'm not sure why they are even here in this college. But when you look at all four of them, Jason, when you look at all four of them, you know who they are. They have just recently been transferred to this college, not because they're the best in terms of school education, not to say that they're the best even in sports, but you can roll for your investigation. Investigation. I'm gonna use investigation as part of the overall thing about people. Okay, roll for investigation. Okay, 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If it's above 10, then it's a pass. If it's
Mm-hmm.
below anything, then yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see the four of them. They are mix. They are students that just got transferred here. But not only because of that, but also because they are here because of their mother. The mother actually put them over here all because she have the money, she have the resource, and there's nothing that the principal could do. The youngest brother, of course, over here. And then after that, the third one. And the second one, which is their sister. And the oldest brother. You know for a fact that they're only here because their mom said so. And the mother controls one of the biggest R&D department over in Japan. And then their mother is known as Hibana Suzuki.
Why am I not surprised? I was like,
And these
Mom?
four are like the biggest bullies ever. And these are the four most worst delinquents from Japan. And this boy, the oldest one, got kicked out from multiple schools in Japan for beating up a number of students. The sister apparently got thrown out from another girls' school to the next girls' school, all because she paid some gangsters to beat up other girls that look at her wrongly. This one apparently joined the Yakuza at an early age. And then he wanted to take over the Suzuki Corporation if he ever grows up, but a brother will never do so. The youngest one, of course, is the quietest one. He never speaks much, he just looks at people, he analyzes them, and that's it. And then, the moment you're about to cross that basketball court, the oldest brother actually jumped down and said, speaking in Japanese, Oi, oi. Like, before you need to pass, you need to give the toll. And then he speaks to you in English. And then after that, he said, This is our turf. And you should know, if you want to cross to the other side, you need to give us what we want. Of course, you could actually walk the other way, and then make a big round instead. Then the sister then jumped down, and the sister known as Kaede Suzuki then speaks out. Well, if you want to be here, if you want to cross over, then you need to be sure that, well, like my brother said, you need to give us what we want. And of course, the principal allows us to be here. Well, Miracle College needed the funds. And, well, our mother is the one that funded the whole school. So, cough it up. And then Peter Rasputin that walks over. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here's some money. Let us pass, please. We don't want no trouble. So this Peter Rasputin, which is soon or known as Colossus, actually gave him some money. And then after that, he counted it and said, This is not enough. This young boy said, There's 5 of you. This would equal at least around $50. Then Louisa Lane had to step over. Guess I got no choice. So, Jason, what do you want to do? Irene Adler just stood there quietly, looking at the whole situation. Even though she's blind, there's something odd about her. Roll for insight.
Okay. Where is... Oh, here we are. No,
Oh, failed.
yeah, nothing.
For you right now, she's just a blind woman that can't see.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't know what's going on. But everybody knows that this is Daredevil, and she knows what's going on. But she just stood there quietly. Jamie Cord and said, let me handle all of this. Here's some money. No, stop disturbing us. That's actually very good of you, Jamie. Besides, I hope that your father's business won't be taken over by our business. You just shut up. You don't talk about my father that way, Jamie Corden said. And after that, then this boy then said, So what are you gonna do about it? Here, he actually showed Jamie Court his cheek. Here. Is your father gonna be hitting me? Like how he hit the other businessman and lost money on the business? Mr. Court? What are you gonna do? So Jason, what do you wanna do?
I see him. I basically give my camera to Louisa, and I go there, and I basically stand in between them, saying, "Whoa, whoa, 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 there, man! We have to be nice to our fellow students here, and also you don't want to get in trouble, okay? Let's leave the family business outside of college, and we're not our parents. We're here equally, students. Some of us wants to be here, some of us obviously don't want to be here. But we all have to be here for one reason or another. So let's take a deep breath and calm down. I want to solve the situation diplomatically as possible.
One of them actually looked at you. And then Kaede Suzuki then said, And who are you?
Jason, law student, first year, farm boy.
Then the older brother then said, Who?
Just a normal guy. As in, not rich, not even famous. Hell, I know all of you. 1, 2, 3, and I say to this guy, I know you, I know her, and I know your brother over there, and so is your younger brother. Dudes, you guys are famous. I mean, I tell this guy, dude, you're famous for being kicked out from the most prestigious school in Japan, where no way in the 7 heavens anybody could even get kicked out, and yet you're the first one to be kicked out. Dude, you're a role model to some people in my town. And I look at the girl. And you, my dear, every girl wanna be you, and every boy wanna date you. You're pretty much there's posters of you in my old high school. They're pretty much idolizing you. And I look into the former Yakuza member. My man, the youngest Yakuza member as just the age of 16. Some suspicious that you're actually running it, but to every town delinquent in my little town, you might as well be a god to them. You're practically walking celebrities in my town. Hell, I bet if you go over to my town, you'll be treated as heroes. Not, delinquents. Use the language. And that's it.
And then, okay, and that's it. All right.
Yeah.
The moment you actually said that, okay, roll for initiative.
Okay, I'm trying to diffuse the situation diplomatically. Why the initiative?
Just roll for initiative. Let me put up the initiative counter.
Okay, let me just highlight my token. Where is
Can I use interpose? I'm kidding.
You're going to be there soon. Okay, you're going to be
I know,
there
I'm just
soon,
making a
but
joke.
yeah,
The time was comedic. The guy was comedic. Can I use interpose but you're not there? Exactly. Comedic
no,
timing was real.
Yamanari have to go in like this new gangster. They just come in. That's this. They have this presence as he actually walks into school and is diffusing this.
Basically a JoJo mode.
Yeah.
Menacing.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure mode. Like yare yare and so on. Yeah. Hey, Izard, have you ever watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
I haven't. I've avoided it because the fandom scares me very much.
No. Just watch it. We'll tell you. We'll tell you about the meme later. But now back to the game.
Yeah.
It's
Yamanari have
sort
to.
of the same reason that I haven't watched My Little Pony. The fandom around it terrifies the hell out of me. I won't watch it.
It's okay, bro. We'll get you. We will tell you the funny stuff. Not just the funny ha-has. Okay. Back to this.
Right. Okay. Anyways, the initiative is 8. That's low. Okay, they're faster. This one immediately swings at you.
okay.
And then after that, you roll for parry, not dodge, parry.
Yeah. Parry. Oh, okay, not bad.
Okay. You failed. He punches you.
Holy shit!
Pop to the
They have
face.
high fighting skills.
And then left again, pop
Do
to your face. He
I
got multi attack.
do I parry?
Parry again.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
I was gonna say, do I parry again?
Nope.
Oh, still fail. He punches you, pop, and so on. And
Ooh.
Jamie tried to actually stop him. And then you notice that Kaede quickly jumped over his brother and kicks you, doing a flying kick.
Wait,
Roll for
what?
parry.
Okay.
Holy!
By the way, they all know martial arts.
What did you do? Okay, that's good.
The way that I parry her, I see her do the whole flying kick. I just simply grab her leg and wham on her brother.
Oh, you can't grab her leg because it's not your turn yet.
Yeah, but
It's a parry.
but I want to parry her like that basically. Because I don't
Okay,
see her
this
from
one
the-
moved
the-
in.
the- Eh?
Whoa, what happened to my mouse?
Yeah,
My mouse
he ran
pushed him
away.
there.
He
Okay,
ran
anyway.
away. He ran away. Yep, he did the smart thing and he ran away.
No,
He rushed
bro.
in,
Don't.
but
Mhm.
Peter Rasputin stopped him.
Oh,
And Peter
okay.
said, no. It's like, we should stop this fight. Then this young boy just stood there and then looked at the fight. And then after that, he
Popcorn.
said, brother, sister, you should know the consequences. If you don't stop. After you being punched twice and being flying kicked, you actually already grab her leg, but you need to actually roll for your attack skill to actually grab her.
That would be the grab. Just the grab skill.
Mhm. Yep. Versus her parry.
Yep. Oh man.
Nope, you didn't manage to grab. Nope, she parried you easily also. The moment you try to actually grab her leg, she lifts her legs up. You know, like those taekwondo characters when they do a side
Wait,
kick, you try to grab and then she
wait,
raise her
wait. DM question. What's she wearing? Is she wearing pants or skirt? I must get the
She
player.
is wearing pants. She's wearing jeans, torn jeans, wearing torn jeans with chains. All of them are wearing leather jacket, torn jeans, and also chains on their pants to their wallets. But she raised her
Okay.
leg. She raised her leg like want to do an axe kick to Jason immediately, but she stopped the moment the younger brother said, "The two of you should stop," and they stopped. And then they said, "Okay." Then they moved, and then the younger brother then turned to the staircase area, and the door opens, and then one particular person enters. And then stares at everyone. He some sort have once his aura seems to be different though. But as this fight actually continued, you actually heard some noises, Vance, outside. And you hear the crowd of students screaming, "Fight!" And they all start rushing towards the basketball court, looking at the fight itself.
I asked Flash, should you check it
Oh
out?
wow! Everybody just
Or
suddenly over. Yeah, exactly. Everybody just like came all at once.
Flash Thompson, like, "I'm not gonna miss this shit." They start rushing in.
Flash, come back here. Oof.
And then Flash Thompson, like, "Oh man,
Flash,
they beat up Jason before I could."
excuse me. Excuse me. I'm
And you
just
use your cane.
navigating my
Tuk, tuk.
way.
You use your cane. Tuk, 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 tuk.
Uh,
Okay.
uh,
But this is what you
yeah.
notice though, Vance. You notice that Jason's body, his whole body seems to be slightly yellowish and reddish. Yellowish, like as if that his bodily physical pain is there. You know when you're white. Okay, it's like you have your full HP, right? You're white, then
Yeah.
yellow, then orange, and so on. Then you're
Yeah.
dying.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Jason is like that, like yellow, because it's not that strong. But
Uh,
actually, when this person punches you, Jason, you felt the pain. You felt the pain because he deals a number of damage higher than your toughness. But just in case, let's just roll for your toughness.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Nope. A second one? Because he punches you twice.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Oh
Whoa,
fuck!
you're almost incapacitated
Mm-hmm.
because of the second punch. He punches you so hard, you felt as if your rib cage actually cracked. He did that. You just noticed that this
dude.
particular person, the way he swings and he punches, he's more like a boxer. But Yamanari, you arrive at the scene. They stop. All because this young person actually looks at you and stares at you, Yamanari. And then, when you turn to the three or the four of them, you felt as if there's something's wrong. There's definitely something wrong here, you sense. Roll for your willpower, Yamanari.
Yamanari.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
He's here then.
This is Yamanari. His portrait.
Oh, okay.
This one.
Blue hair.
9.
Yeah.
Damn.
You're 9.
You stared at them. You felt that the aura of Kuroi-Ryu or the Black Dragon is here within this basketball court. But you can't pinpoint the direction because there's too many students. But Vance, roll for your willpower when you stare at the four delinquents. Oh, you sense dark aura coming from them. All four of them. This one over here.
Aye.
Does Vance see the real me?
The Vance,
No,
when
no,
he
no.
looks at you, okay, this is what when Vance looks at you at a distance. You don't have that human aura, like the human silhouette. You have a dragon
Yeah,
silhouette,
shape.
a dragon
Like,
shaped silhouette
huh.
that
He's like,
surprises Vance. Like,
you don't see
what is
that?
Yamana? Okay, Vance, to you,
No,
what?
no.
What?
He's my thought. It's like, what? Why is there a dragon here? What? He doesn't know.
Yes, in the distance. What's Yamanari doing here? Then You look at the Dark Aura, though. The 4 students, all 4 of them, they decided to. This one gave you a warning, Jason. If I ever see you again, you better be careful. Because none of these people, my brother included, will not be able to save you.
Uh,
But let's go, all of you.
I just stand up as he issued that threat and tell him, "Why don't you finish what you have already started? Otherwise, keep walking."
Uh,
Because
can I stop this fight?
I have a lot of witnesses,
Yeah,
and
can I
thus,
stop?
Of course,
if he does anything,
of
he'll
course.
get expelled.
Okay, Vance, you are the
Uh,
student president. You can actually stop this.
I actually go to Jason and bonk him like, okay, bonk.
No blocking the cane.
You are an.
Okay, reason means Vance. When Jason said that, when you finish it, instead of the one that will get expelled, will not be the 4 students. It will be Jason because Jason is provoking them right now.
Yep.
But
Anyways,
when you did
continue on.
that, okay, when you did that, okay, Yamanari, when you walk, the other 4 actually walk past you. First, this one, then followed by her, followed by him. Then they actually walk up the staircase. But the last brother, the youngest one, stayed there and then looking at you. And then he said, huh, you can't hide everything. They cannot see everything. But I can. But it's no fun if I were to tell everyone who you really are. And then he looks over to you again and he smiled. He closed his eyes and he smiled. He's actually just roughly about 5'5" at least. But he just smiled and then he looks at you. But it'd be no fun if I were to tell everyone. I'll be seeing you soon. Very soon. Then he walks off to the staircase. But,
Yamanari calls Betty Ross.
okay, you call Betty Ross. And then Betty Ross was like looking and said, yes, something's going on. There's a large crowd. What's going on? Is there a party? You
I
heard
have
because the large
found
crowd is talking about to each other and it echoes in the basketball court.
I found 4 of them already. One of them recognized me through the illusion.
But how? Maybe it's just coincidence, Betty Ross actually said.
He said if he was to reveal my identity, it would be no fun.
Investigate them further. Find out about them. There must be maybe they have found something. Try to actually mix the students. Try to be in the same class as them as you can. And try to be close to them, if possible.
I doubt they will allow me to become their friend.
Maybe you need to do something drastic. I think about something. Betty Ross actually tells you. Okay, let's stop communication for now before everybody else start to be suspicious.
He'll hang up the phone.
Okay, she also hang up the phone. Then you head over to this young man. They got hit in the face hard, and you notice he's actually holding his stomach. And Vance, you notice that Yamanari is heading towards you because due to your vision. And okay, now this is to Vance. Vance, you approach Yamanari though after talking to Jason.
Mm-hmm.
But this is between you and Yamanari. So Yamanari have to think that okay, what if he knows that you can see him? He need to don't tell people. But this is how you two gonna roleplay. Okay, go ahead.
Alright. I'm gonna say this. Here's my Robert. I'm sorry for what you've seen, but are you a new student? I didn't have any information regarding an additional new student. Are you from Angel Grove as well?
No, I am not from Rome.
I, Grove. I was waiting. Okay. What's your name? Oh, like, what?
I am I am Quentin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Quentin. Or just Quentin.
Just Quentin. I apologize. That was a cough.
You cough, Basim. Yeah. Are
uh,
you Canadian?
no, I had some spit in my throat. That's all. It was weird. I apologize.
Okay. Anyway, my name's Vance. I'm currently the classroom president. And at the moment, I'm very, very apologetic. You have to see a very aggressive scene.
Yes,
So,
that was
Quentin, is it?
yes. Quentin definitely is my name.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, Quentin, since you're new here, have you gone to the office yet?
No, I do not believe I have been by there yet.
Alright. You can follow me, and you can follow. I need to bring him along before anything else becomes
Okay,
ugly.
Vance, roll for
I
insight
did
first.
inside. Where are you? Inside. 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 There you are. Yeah.
Correct.
50.
Okay. After looking at all this thing, and then the new student actually just walk in. Some of them, Jamie Cord, Peter Rasputin, and Irene and Louisa, were to tell Jason, I think you should head straight to the school hospital, to the school clinic,
Yeah.
and get yourself checked up.
Yeah.
And then Louisa Lane and said, Vance, as the college as a college student president, can you bring Jason to the clinic?
After we report this to the dean, if we let this fester, he's gonna look bad.
Well, it's gonna look bad on Jason first. He well, Irene and come over as a student studying lawyer. Jason provoked the four of them first. Jason, you shouldn't have said all those mean things to them. And
That's all
they were
these mean
just
things. One, they have a criminal record all the way to Tokyo. They have a rap
yes,
sheet a
but
mile long.
they have. Irene and said yes, but what proof do you have?
My
Just
dad is
your
a
word.
police officer, and he showed me the record. He says be
It
very afraid of those guys.
That
no, that's
sounds like something that could get your father in trouble. Do
No,
you
no,
think you
no,
want to admit
no,
that?
not really.
Jason,
actually
Jason, please,
actually
please
the new
listen to
student
us.
actually the new student is correct. It would get your father in trouble. And besides, they were actually about to leave us alone.
Yeah,
What is the money that
if you pay them, that's extortion. That's also criminal. So who's in the wrong
you
and
had a
who?
camera? You had a camera and yet you
And
walk over
I
to them.
gave
You
it
could
to
just took
you.
photos
I
though.
gave it to you
I'm
to
a
take
blind
photos. Shut.
person.
Ugh. You know
I'm a
what?
blind person.
Ja-
Ismail looks at you. And then Jason, she looks, what am I gonna do with this? I don't even know where to point and shoot. She said, but you shouldn't have walked over and provoked them that way verbally. As a lawyer, you should know that
And I tried to
how to
solve
handle these things.
things peacefully. He did the first wing, so technically he's at fault. And since I never laid a hands on him, it's all on him. No matter what everybody says, it'll always
Here's
be
my
on
question.
him.
Here's my question. Here's my question, Jason. Did any of you took a record or a video? Because from what I saw, only the youngest one was observing and recording.
I
He
gave
has
my
proof.
camera to Louisa to you know.
Did she took a? Hey, you just said
No,
Irene
Irene.
had your
I
camera.
clearly in the RP says I gave it to this girl. This girl here, not Irina.
No, no,
I
no,
gave to
no, no,
Louisa.
no, no, no. No. You
Uh,
said Irene. I'm
no,
role playing it as you
no,
said
I said
earlier.
Louisa. I give to Louisa, not Irene. I'm
Um,
not dummy.
DM, can you verify?
Okay.
I clearly said I
Then
give
Louis
it to Louisa, not Irene. This
then Louisa then said, I then are you gonna be blaming me that I don't take any photos?
no no
Again, you
no.
walk over to them and verbally challenge them and they're talking to them about their past. Of course, they're not gonna like it, but
Yeah,
what can
they
we
should never like it
rest?
because I'm just reminding them that they're bad to the core. That way they
And
can
then
leave us
Luisa then said,
alone.
Yeah, but
"You're gonna get yourself
uh,
killed like this, Jason, if you were to walk over to to one day a criminal."
Yeah,
And what
at least if I die, that means you already know who done it, and thus they could get into even bigger trouble.
then after that,
DM,
Flash
can
Thompson
I
then said,
interject?
But then you will
"Ooh,
still be dead.
Jason."
Well, what was that? Is that you first before I interject?
I'm sorry,
Is that
I
you
cut
first?
off. Oh, but then you
Uh,
will still be
You
dead.
first.
It still be dead, yeah.
Jason, listen, I get it. You want to be the hero on all this, but if you say every bad person can't be good, or they're just evil to the core, aren't you just being a bad person at the end?
Spo-
Now, come on.
uh,
Let's
let
let's just
just
get you to the clinic first.
yeah. Let's just go there. I got a broken rib cage.
And from the looks of it, you are going to have a one hell of a time from the team. Come on, Quinton, you can follow along. I
Right,
guide
Quinton.
both of them
Okay, Quinton
to
followed.
the yeah. We shall go to the nurse apa the college clinic first. I just drag yourself to here.
Head
Right over
over
here.
towards the college clinic, and
Yeah.
then when you walk over, you're actually like waiting for the nurse. But instead of the nurse, the doctor actually like came to actually check on Jason, while you, Vance, and also Quinton just stood there actually looking at Jason as he's slowly being examined. And then the doctor actually just
Yes.
looks at you, Jason, and said, this is really serious. Was this done by a boxer or what?
You tell me.
He was done by one this. You do know that the Suzuki triplets are they're here for both money and they have actual skills. Don't you read? I thought
I
I thought you want to be a lawyer. You should know your opponents or your
I
rivals.
don't care about rich people. I don't read society pages.
You're gonna be a bad lawyer, Jason. I may be blind, but I do know when to read about my people and my enemies. Keep your enemies closer. That's what my father always told me. That's how I managed to survive this long, even when I'm blind.
We'll see. Anyway, Doc,
And that
I'll take some antibiotic for the pain and an ice pack, and I'll be good to go tomorrow.
No,
Jason, your pride's gonna get you killed.
Look at this. This is unusual. I mean, after that, then sit
Hmm?
down, Jason. Look at this. Okay, Vance and also Quinton, or aka Yamanari, roll for perception on
I can't
Jason's
see!
wounds. Your
Hello, I'm blind.
remember?
Okay, okay,
Aura,
then yes.
aura.
Perception is not
Look at his
only
body!
perception is not only sight; it's also hearing and touching. You can touch the injury to see.
Hey man, you're able to perceive that injury better than I am.
Exactly, exactly. So what is it? What is it you're saying, blind boy?
You notice the
I don't know,
aura
ask the
though,
DM.
Vance. One
Hmm.
aura is dark. One aura is actually dark blue, and another one, the aura is dark orange. And is the dark orange is on his face. The dark blue is actually on his chest, as you actually notice. But this is different. This is not your regular punch. But to
Yep.
Yamanari, you notice one thing, Yamanari, on his face. There seems to be a scorched burn mark on his face, indicating that whoever punched him in the face actually burned him. But not Not seriously burned though, just like a simple scorch mark. And then on his rib cage, you notice that it's cold. It's as if there's some sort of ice that surrounded his rib cage. This
Hmm.
actually puzzled you. It's like one is fire, one is ice.
Hmm.
And
Uh,
then after that,
Doctor,
the doctor was actually surprised. How who who did this? There's a burn mark on your face and it's cold here on your side of your rib cage. When you touch it, it does feel cold actually, Jason, when you touch it.
I was, trying to diffuse a political situation that has gone bad on me with the few new transfer students from Japan. I mean, they look human, they speak human, they talk human at least. Now I know for sure that
What are you
they are an
talking
alien
what
uh,
from
are
a
you
dying star.
what are you, what are you talking about? It's like all our students here are
he's ref-
human. Are
he's
you trying to
referring to
then she
the
laughs.
Suzuki.
No,
Are you trying to say that
He's
I
there's
read
that
too
has been human?
many. I read too many Superman comics. A man dying from a dying planet, not of this earth.
This way, Yamanari, when you heard Jason's like saying they're not human, it's like they're walking as human. This way, you started to sweat. The sweat and sweat.
Profusely.
Yeah.
Anyways, I answer the doctor's question. He was attacked by the Suzuki quintuplets. I'm not too sure who did who first because I reached there pretty late.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor then said, Jason, you need to take some time and to rest. Besides, it's gonna take maybe just rest into your dorm. I'm gonna write a letter to your lecturer and to your professor, and we're gonna make sure that you take a full rest, and that's it. And try to avoid any
Hey,
classroom.
you get a free break.
Free.
You get a free break, bro.
Yeah. Free
Look at
break.
And then
that.
after
Yeah.
that,
Free break from the
then the
university.
doctor
Mm-hmm.
then the doctor then looked at Vance and said, Vance, as the college student president, you should really look into this. I believe that maybe you should bring this up with the faculty dean and talk to him and see how to work this out. Besides, we don't want to have any roughneck delinquents running around beating up students. If what Jason says is true, but there's currently no evidence, and I've asked a number of students, and yes, and I believe that you should bring this up. Jason, why don't you rest here for a while, and the two of you meet up with the dean.
Come on, Quentin.
Thank you.
We have to
Yes,
report this.
it sounds like I should avoid these two in the future. I do not want to be
Like
involved with
this,
these weird, strange happenings.
they're not twins. They're
Sweating bullets
quintuplets.
still.
That's no.
Okay.
They're not twins. They're quintuplets. There's four of them, not two. I said it in a very goofy tone. Let's go.
All right. Okay. What? Let me go
To the
to bring you guys to the dean's
Lerin's office.
office. Okay.
Uh,
Now
DM.
Jason need to
Can
put
I ask?
himself in the clinic, and then after that, then Vance is here, and where is Yamanari? Let me drag Yamanari in.
I'll just quickly go
Okay,
to
here.
the
The,
bathroom and I'll grab back. So you guys keep going since
uh,
Okay,
DM.
Yamanari is
What's the
here.
quintuplet's name? The second was Kaide. The oldest, and the youngest. The third one I didn't catch the name.
Oh, one is Kaide Suzuki.
The
Okay, the others is
uh,
that one you need to role play with Jason because only he knows their
oh
name.
so I haven't formally introduced to them. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
I was writing notes on that, so I didn't break our immersion.
Okay,
Alright,
no worries. But you head to the dean. The dean is the head dean actually, Mr. Z Moore.
Z mode. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Zedmore, he adjusted his glasses and looks. Ah, yes. So you must be here regards to the incident. Louisa Lane
So
actually came over and she said that she took some photos. of the incident. She took some videos, and but there's nothing here that proof the evidence that Jason was beat up by those four students. The video
You
didn't
mean
show
they picked
anything.
up
It seems that the footage shows static. It's nothing much that we could do
huh,
in regards to static, of course.
static? That can be right. His camera should be working fine.
No, it
That's
seems
odd.
to be that the video that Louisa Lane showed shows that there's some static. It's like perhaps it was caused by some static shock. Hint, hint.
Huh. Odd. But roleplay was Vance is odd. As a play, damn, this game very good. Anyways, but before we move on to that situation, Dean, this is the new transfer student. He
Ah,
he
yes.
arrived just recently.
Quinton Doe, I got your file here. Your dad is an exquisite businessman, and sorry to say about your mom, of course, but and it seems that you have a sibling, an older sister, it
Oh,
seems.
oh, I'm not sure. Probably all the sister. So are you attached to your sister? Quit it.
Yeah,
We are not very close, no. But yes, I do have a sister. Yes.
yeah. It seems that your
Hmm.
sister is requesting to be working as a part-time teacher here. That is really interesting.
Oh, oh! I thought you said you were close to your sister, but she's thinks otherwise.
I check your
Yes.
reports here, Quinton. Best in sports. It seems that you're really good in high jump and basketball, and um,
Eh,
and even judo, and even mixed martial arts, and your studies too. Well, not to say that your results are extraordinary, but your results seems to be okay due to your athletics abilities. And it
Yes,
says
I
hey,
here,
am
you
I'm quite certain there are very few students here who can jump higher than me.
yes,
um, I'd like to see. I'd like to see that one day. Let's see who's the best high jumper. Not me, of
Z,
course.
Z looks to you,
Anyways,
Vance. See, Vance, I'm sorry to say, but I doubt you'll be able to see Quinton Doe's high jump. I do apologize, of course.
it's okay. Yeah. But anyways, Dean, if there's no proof of Jason's innocent, will he get notice like a bad review on his permanent records?
Well, it seems that our basketball camera showed that Jason provoked the four students. I would need to investigate this more, and I'm surprised that the audio from the camera was able to take the conversation really loud too. See this for yourself. He turns his laptop to face both of you though. Vance, you can only hear it, but Quinton, you saw the
Yes.
video. You saw the conversation. You heard the conversation. Jason provoked the four students.
Mysteriously only showcase this part, but not the student asking them for money.
Yes, this one you need to investigate though. Anyways,
Yeah.
then Zed Moore then said, "This is unusual. I respect Jason Tennyson's attendance here. His father is a well-known police officer, and in Smallville, and well, I have
Wait,
already
Smallville.
yes, Smallville,
Oh, and
and
his father. What's his dad's name though?
I actually forgot. What's your dad's name again?
Uh, you named him actually, but let me check. Let me check. Actually, no wait. No need to let me check. Let me just go to his bio
Your
and
background story.
info. Yeah, it's not even here. Why?
All right,
Wait. Let me just go because this gonna
Oh
take
no.
something Tennyson. Then it's like name
yeah,
Hank.
Hank and
Mm.
yeah, I enabled the recording, but yeah, it's Hank and Judy Tennyson.
If he doesn't have a
All
propane
right.
grill, I'm mad at you.
And
Anyways,
then
back to
Zed
roleplay.
said, "Oh, it's Hank Anderson. He just recently transferred here to the Miracle City Police Station. So,
Wait, the super cop? You're telling me Jason, the aggressive guy in the clinic, is son to the super cop?
yeah, not that. But, well, this is the report that we got. So, well, um, it seems that Jason will need to be under probation for a while for provoking the four students. I do not want our sponsor Hibana Suzuki to take away the sponsorship from our school. So I do have to I have to write a letter to Hibana and apologize on Jason's behalf for attacking her children.
Oh no. By that me by right, he's gonna get a red letter. Oh no.
Well,
Uh
you must understand,
V.
Vance, that your father also do business with Hibana Suzuki at Night City. So, well, I believe your father is at Night City as we speak. I tried to call him up regards to your current issue, but he said that he was busy. And yes, folks, Night
It's
City
understandable.
and Night City Miracle in Mutant and Master Minds is now canon. Anyways, now
uh,
as you all read the reports, Vance, you actually brought Quinton to his dorm room, and Quinton, you get acquainted with your roommate, Vance, and then after that, Flash Thompson got left the room because he felt
transferred.
uneasy. He wasn't transferred; he just moved to another room because Flash Thompson just doesn't want to be your carrier every single time, Vance, to the toilet, to the medical room. He wants to be himself. He wants to date every single girl in college. So you and Quinton then went to that dorm. But as night
Mm,
came, while you were in your room, Vance,
pajamas. I was in my
you got
pajamas.
you got woken up by the
Ugh.
sound as the rain actually came. The sound of rain tapping on
Mm.
your window. As you look
I'm sorry.
around,
Can I interject for a second? Me and Vance are sharing a room, right? We share the
mhm,
same dorm.
yep, but different rooms, not the same room. So at the same
Okay.
dorm room, just separate
While
rooms.
we're in the dorm room, Yamanari takes off his belt.
All
He's
right.
blind. He doesn't care. He doesn't wear his belt in the dorm room. just, I want that to be a thing.
Birthday
Okay, go
soon,
ahead.
let's go!
Yeah, because Vance can't see you, he only see this huge, bright white aura. It's like in front of him. It's like,
Yes,
wow, this guy must be so
yes.
good. It's like to
He must be
Vance,
Jack.
Yamanari is like this ultra lawful good character, like super bright white light, and so
with with
on.
with the body muscle of a god. It's like literally a
Yes.
very big of evolution. Okay. Anyways,
Yes.
let's continue.
Right. While Yamanari rested on a very nice, comfortable bed. This is the first time in his life that Yamanari is sleeping on a nice bed and not a makeshift garbage bed made out of garbage in the sewers. So he rested and he rests. Ah, this is good. College life is the best life, Yamanari thinks to himself. But at the same time, Yamanari, while rested, you receive a message from Betty Ross and said, I'll be seeing you soon, brother. She texts you. And then, but that at night, late at night, this is where Vance, you got woken up by your computer screen as it suddenly turns on by itself. And you hear a voice
Yes.
from the computer, from the PC, asking you to come over. And he said, Vance, follow my voice. Listen to me.
Who's there?
You
Mm.
are in danger. And then after that, you see an image of the red hair on the screen. And then he said, Vance, open your eyes.
Mm.
You can see me.
Ah,
I'll be seeing you
I
soon,
can.
stepbrother. And suddenly the door, help me, stepbrother, I'm stuck. So on.
Oh no,
Anyways,
that's the washing machine.
yeah,
That's
that's
the
a
washing
washing
machine,
machine.
but we can talk about that.
Anyways, I'll do
We can
that
talk about it
episode
later.
next week. I'll do that episode next week. when Yamanari need to save Betty Ross from the washing machine.
Anyways,
Washa!
Alright. Anyway,
anyway, let's continue this.
Vance,
I open
you
my
see
eyes.
red hair, you open your eyes and you can see, but you can only see red hair. When you turn around, everything else is dark to you except for the red hair. And then he told
Yes.
you, Vance, open your eyes. You and
I
the others
slowly
are
open
in
my
trouble.
eyes.
There
Wait,
is danger afoot in the place that you stay. Danger follows you. But I cannot take over your mind every single time to save you and save the others within the city. But I have sent a message to an old friend of mine in Angel Grove. His name is Zordon. But you must find out about the scales of evil, Vance. Work together with the others. I have infiltrated every single terminal in this school to find out the information, but yet I am blocked by a certain virus that refused to let me enter. There is another, just like me, here,
uh, uh,
Vance.
another.
But you must take control, Vance. I can no longer stay in this form taking over your mind. I have
Of what? Take
this
control of what?
I have this to offer you. And you see something materialize from the screen and float towards your hand. And it's a device. And then this
Huh?
device, and it tells you, only use this device when the time comes. This will make you change into me. And you will have full control over your mind on what you need to do. But you can only last for a few minutes with this power. Until then, if you do not release it, you will be caught in its own chaos and its own power, Vance. When you look at the device, I do not want to give the image of the device. You need to give me the image of the device yourself. Okay, so it can be the
Okay.
orb device from Ultraman Orb, it can be the translator or
Can.
whatever. So, okay,
Can.
so, and then after that, then Vance, after that, he said, I will be forever be in this terminal, looking after you, looking after those that you see yourself and see them as your companions and friends. But as time comes, you will need to find others that can actually unlock the potential from that device that I actually gave you. It speaks out. Find those that you
Oh,
trust. Find those that was there during the event. During that event that you lose your
Right.
sight. It speaks up.
in that
And
moment, my eyes widen in shock and grab the computer monitor and say, "No, what do you mean? What do you mean, red hair?" I shook the computer monitor for a few seconds.
then you scream, and then after that the red hair said, I cannot be here long. My time is up. And then you see a red blink on the PC screen. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Then he vanished. But you got a device on your hand and you look at it. And then after that,
Yep.
and the voice then telling in your head, you must speak its name when you want to change. Or change in any words is henshin or transform. But you look at it and then you're surprised when you put it into your pocket and then
Mhm.
you just lie down there trying to stay at the ceiling. You lost your sight again. You don't see any auras around the
Yes.
room. The only thing you hear is a snore from Quinton as he's really resting,
And,
as if he
and,
never slept.
and he snores. He snores like a freaking dinosaur in a literal sense.
Yes, and he was like sleeping, and he never. You notice that oh, Quinton have never slept in a nice bed before, but you rest anyways. But
Mhm.
meanwhile, in another room, another voice beckons another person, and then she woke up. Bella Albright got woken up from a voice, And then the voice actually calls her, "Come to me, Bella Albright. Come to me." And Bella then walks over to her PC. And this is just a few doors away actually from your room. And then another voice appears and said, "I am your conscience. I have been released from my prison. I have been with you all this time." And then Bella then speaks up, "Are you the one that's been in my head all this time?" And then then the creature then said, "I have been the one that have been changing the certain course of events that happened in your school today." And Bella then said, it was, wait, there was some sort of static at the basketball court today, and then I didn't see what happened. I was just in the girls' toilet." And then this beast said, "I have been the one that altered the scene. The camera have taken way too much, but that is not one of your concern." This thing actually spoke to her. "You must bring justice. There are four to seek them out, and there will be more that you must seek out. Power from the city have grown, but you will bring dark justice to those that should not." And then Bella then said, if I do this, will you get out from my mind forever?" And then after that, Reason said, "That is until you have completed every single task that I've given you, Bella." Then, after that, then she looks at the screen. What must I do?" "You are to ensure the destruction of Red Ultra and also his friends." And then Bella said, but why? They're heroes." "Heroes is a time in the past. You are the future. You and others. Bring them to follow you. Seek them out. Seek the four elements." And then she said, "Very well. I will follow." Then the thing disappears from the screen. And then after that, Bella Albright then closed her eyes and her body engulfed in nanomites. And then after that, she disappears only to reappear as something else. "Then I shall seek them out." Then, after that, at the city streets, at the back alley, 4 people were just talking to themselves, and then one of them was just throwing a tantrum and said, "You should have just beat him up, brother." Then the other one, they just jumped, "But why? Why should I? This power, this ability that were given to us by the dark scales, we are the chosen." Then Kaide then comes out and said, "What? All because you got fire and I got ice? And our youngest brother got wind, and, well, how about you?" "Well, I got earth, if you're so happy, but I didn't get the chance to use it. I'm still trying to learn how to use it." And then the youngest brother, the jumps come down. "There's only one way for us to actually learn how to use these abilities of ours. We were chosen by the scales. Let's not tell Mother about this, but let's cause some chaos. What do you think, sister?" "Well, there is a bank that I always wanted to rob." "A bank? This is so cliche, sister. We don't rob banks. We do something else. Let's do something small. Let's look for Grandpa. I heard that Grandpa is actually off from Miracle City. Maybe we should try to... We could start with the school and create some chaos. But we need some sort of costume. A costume villain." Well, I can already see that some skills been growing in our bodies, but it should be nothing much, but it's just a simple mutation. Then it is, brother. It is. Then he noticed that he jumps up on the railing and said, "Alright, now, let's think. Who should we disturb most? Let's head straight towards the southern part of the city, and either the Blue Dragon gonna come in, or the Red Ultra, or that random guy that wears that black suit. Well, it could be any one of them. Let's decide then. And then, we'll see all of you during the next coming episode. To be continued.